Oh, hey, hi. How you doing? You're here. You're probably in that moment of life where you're wondering, what the fuck do I play PoE, right? The moment of life that happens quite often, maybe too often, every year. And, well, when I try to solve that, okay, at least for the next season. And, well, kind of want this video to be like also a global recommendation for other season, obviously, not only for the Forbidden Sanctum. So let's see if we can manage to do that, right? First, my thought process, obviously going to PoE Ninja, right? I love this fucking website. This website is one of the most underrated comical content on the internet out there, and I fucking love it. Okay, I fucking love it. So, well, how to find the correct build for us, right? Is you probably Because most of the time the problem of finding a build to play in PoE and more when the meta is stale, like in this case, is the builds I like, I'm playing them already, and the ones that they're out there that are strong and performing I didn't play is because I don't like them, right? That's one of the problems. But sometimes, through browsing you can find something that you might like or somewhat enjoy. So let's try. First, just browse through the current league. Don't go to any of these 3 leagues because you might make the mistake of finding like an actual build. Okay, no, let's stay in softcore. Softcore trade is the place. Click on watch SI and order by DPS because obviously it's the only thing that matters in the game. For example, this guy, right? Completely ethical week 1 build over here. Let's see at the tree. Perfectly reasonable tree. Nothing wrong here. Right? You need to copy this and you're gonna be like, how the fuck I copy this with my other? Just do it, okay? And just find your way into this. And yeah, this is probably, it's one way of doing it. You browse by DPS, you get into PoE Ninja, you browse by DPS, and just copy the fucking first thing you see. But you might get very, very deep into something that you can even comprehend. And if that's the case, I have an alternative for you. After years of research, I come with a build that might be sufficient for you for the next league. And that build is Blade Vortex. And you're gonna be like, what the fuck you talk about? Blade Vortex, that's super old school. That's known by everyone. I'm gonna say like, yes, obviously, right? Obviously, I'm not gonna deny that. But just like trend in fashion, with clothing and all that, or even with technology, but just like any other trend, particularly fashion, the builds in PoE have a life expectancy, then they become outdated by the general public understanding, and then they come back stronger than ever, just because people, out of desperation, try to find out builds, and when the new builds are not even sufficient for their needs, they start trying to rescue older builds, and this is the case for us. You want to say it's not new, but it's still the answer I have for you guys. So we could say like Blade Vortex never died. It was always lurking there in the shadows, waiting for its opportunity to shine, just like the IRS. So obviously the first thing is to choose an ascendancy. Don't go over here. Let's not go occultist because the whole point of this bait video, will guide, is to actually find something that is kind of meta, but not the strongest thing, because you already know the strongest thing. And you're gonna say like occultism was nerf. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. So obviously we're gonna go with the trickster, what I consider the master bait ascendancy. Don't go down to the saboteur. Okay, don't go down here because you're gonna start putting points in ascendancy like a pyromaniac, born in shadows, right? Perfect crime, chain reaction, or even explosives, and at the end you're gonna have a build that with any skill really can clear the whole content, and we're not here for that, right? We're not here for an actual decent build. You can go assassin, but the same way that when you are internet trolling, if you troll too much, it stops being funny, right? And that's the problem with ascendancy, is just too obvious troll with assassin. It's sad. If you're an assassin main, 1,000 prayers. Wanna stick to the trickster just because of that. And you're gonna be like, why Headstopper? Well, that's because we're in softcore. One step ahead is meh, right? Literally meh. And Soul Drinker, that's for sustain, and we don't need that in softcore, so go for Headstopper. So our lack of defenses that we don't need to build because we are softcore are gonna be compensated with Headstopper sometimes, 40% of the times. So 40% of the times every 10 seconds. So kinda like 20% of the times. Good enough for softcore. If you're a hardcore player, you already know more the game than I do. So yeah, I don't even know what you're doing in a bait video. It's more or less the tree, how it will look in endgame with the cluster jewels and everything. This is not really required. And obviously it's not min-max. I'm gonna get into it once the new tree comes out. You can have the new curse nodes that probably gonna benefit a lot. Well, if you want that min-max build, you're in a wrong place. You are on YouTube. So hey, it's technically your fault. But it's not that bad. Look at that. Total DPS, poison, 1 mil. Good enough for red maps. Haters gonna hate, but that's just fact. And we can go into items a little bit. Start with the helmet, the most important part, and it's only really an option. And that's the deboning the them. Like in fact, I don't wear anything in the helmet during the whole campaign and early mapping until I can afford the deboning the them, because I consider an insult to have something else on this slot besides this one. Weapon, we need obliteration. Why? Well, because we're not occultists. It shows the one ascendancy, and the price to pay is having to use an obliteration. Weapon 2, and I don't know which one I got. What the fuck are these? We can do dual obliteration. Why not? YOLO, no, but eventually you probably want to seal. Maybe strength, life, maybe suppression, depending on what you have. Body armor at Chiri, no, not really. Just get something, some chest with evasion armor, right? We're in softcore, but still defenses are important, right? Some suppression. You don't really need it as a trickster, so you can have suppression. You might not. With the suppression mastery, you can have extra suppression if you have evasion in helmet, boots, and gloves. So go for that. So maybe chaos resistance, maybe dual resistance. Life is convenient, and always it's also good to have a slot free. So you can mention what is increase maximum life and mana. Always super convenient. But yeah, what is important is know this, right? You didn't came here just to go to the min-maxing part, to go into detail of the whereabouts of the build, how the build performs in nomes. What you're really interested into is how the build actually plays, and with flashy gameplay in a controlled environment where the build shines. Get hype with that so you can actually decide to go ahead and play in the build. Because after all that matters is not how the build performs in reality, but how the build performs in your mind, right? The power of your mind. This is my level 92 trickster. The wins, we got them for free in the Delirium event. Don't bully me. I'll pay Poisonous Concoction, and I had my life because of that. When I go into tier 16 maps to showcase the build, not read too much because you're gonna start reading, right? You're gonna regret, and you're gonna just roll into a blue map. So don't read. Corrupt, right? I truly believe in this build, so I'm not gonna even stop here and read what the fucking map does, right? Just got into that. I click on Nico, but just because I like his presence in the map gives me the confidence I need to overperform, right? I'm gonna get into it, and you're gonna see what type of build we're dealing with here. I'm kinda scared actually because corrupt map, you know. Tell my mom I love her. Let's go into it. This is softcore, but holy shit. So what you wanna do is stack 10 blades, bomb that play better up, and then just, you know, release it and clear the whole map. Essence, why not? Why not? Maybe we can even kill them. Apply two curses, and with that, one curse with a hit, one curse on hit, another one self-cast, you're gonna be like, first time that I get into a PoE video on YouTube and I check a build that is not a real bait. I came here expecting a bait and I find myself with a real build. Well, you think that you're full on copying, obviously. This is a build that is super squishy. It's a build that mechanic wise is just awful. You could be playing this build on top of that in the... Even if you want to play this build, you could play in a much better ascendancy as the cultist, even with a nerf. And obviously, you really want to play this type of archetype, might as well do a Bleak Blast, Blade Fall. That is going to be something that mechanic wise is going to be better. You're going to be like, can this build do Guardians? Can this build do Pinnacle Bosses? And my answer to that is, of course not. What the fuck are you expecting? This is Blade Vortex, this is a bait video. I hope you enjoy it.